Today, I am going to cut my own hair. I know that's crazy for a lot of you watching this. It's definitely interesting for me too. Now, I have cut my hair before in the past. When I had the shorter length, last time I did cut it myself, and this is a whole new system I have on right now. And let's just talk about what's happening right here. So I do have a new one on, and I'm looking in the monitor right now. I've been getting literally stopped, like from people who know me, people who don't know me. So much attention with this particular hairstyle, which I did trim a little bit initially, just to get some shape in here. And what I'm doing is I am growing out my sides a bit more. My beard, I have to trim the beard down. Sometimes I'll probably end up coloring it because, I have some natural gray, so I may color it. But this is pretty much my natural color when I was younger. And what I'm looking to do is to grow out my sides a bit more to where it's probably a good 2 inches long or so I can kind of have like a feathered look. I was even thinking of something like Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born, maybe something like that. But this has been pretty incredible, this experience. And for all of those who are wondering, where'd I get this? If you're a dude who, was shaving his head and you want to experience and try something new, the link in the description of where you can get this or other systems that you may be interested in from LaVivid Hair. There's a discount code in the description below. I'm not getting anything from them, or there's nothing going on yet. We're talking because I think this was more of a social experiment, but I think I do want to embrace this and offer it as a service and also bring you guys some content by doing makeovers. Because, as you know, I have a real big passion for men's hair cutting. I feel I'm pretty experienced with men's hair cutting. And I just thought to myself, gosh, I could probably really change many, many lives by applying my cutting skills with men. And I'm so particular with what I do that this requires that type of effort, even on myself. And I'm like, wow, if I could put this much attention into myself, what I do with my clients, and then for something like this, it's going to be a home run. So that's where we're at right now. So we're going to be cutting my hair today. And I guess I got so many people wondering, like, what is your hair? What is it? So let's talk about what this really is. I'm going to get a little bit closer right through here so you guys can see. All right, so here is the length. Okay, look how long this is. Just bring us down here. So right now it's technically to about my nose right here. Again, I'm looking up in the monitor, and as you can see throughout the sides here, it comes down to about right here. Now, most people, this is a lot of hair, guys. This is really a lot of hair. The average person, the average guy does not have this much hair. I mean, as far as density goes, look how dense that is, which is awesome. And, I think the fact that it's blonde definitely does help. Because if I had dark hair, it would definitely look really, really, really obvious. I feel like it's a bit much. There's a lot of hair in through here. So I want to go over the process of how I'd go about cutting this a bit shorter, which is going to be a challenge. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a challenge, but let's do it. My hair down through here is a bit on the finer side, unfortunately. So it's always very, very thick in through here, and this is like just, I don't know, really, really short. It's always been like this. I don't know why, but, so I guess what I want to do, and we have to be careful of, is no matter what, because of this being so light down through here, it's going to look somewhat mushroomy or somewhat like a traditional undercut. Like when I slick all this back, I could even do like a little like man bun like this, which is crazy. But what I do want to have is, it's going to have that look of it all being slicked back like this, which is kind of a traditional, type undercut. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to completely brush my hair out. And I think I want to do this on dry hair because I can get to see the results immediately. And I'm going to be using a number of different tools to help cut this. And I apologize for having the back of my head to you, but I want you to kind of see what's going on here. All right, so I've got my vent brush right here, which is a great brush for combing out systems like this because it gets through the hair very, very easily. I do have my hair cutting comb just in case. I've got my regular shears right here. I do have a razor. This is a feather razor. And I also have thinning shears. So as you can see already, there's a lot that is going to be going on with this. So here's a side angle so you can see how long my hair is. And I'm going to try to make sure I have this in frame. I can't really see what's going on with you here. I'm just going to be looking. So the reason I've been keeping this longer is because I like the fact that it is long and it adds some character to it. So as this all grows in, this will just grow right into this. So there's a part of me that really, really likes this being this long. But then there's another part of me that's like, it's a bit too long. You know, how do I fix this? All right, so let's start with this side. What I'm trying to do is follow a path here and make sure that it's definitely a bit on the more wispy side. All right, and through here. And I'm going to go back in with the thinning shears and stuff like that. So what's going to happen is, unfortunately, because I can't cut this without having a mirror, but I'm going to do this all by feel. So let's comb this down. And as you can see, it's already looking a bit shorter, and it's looking pretty good here. I'm point cutting right in through here to soften the ends up. The only thing I'm scared about, guys, is I got to do this on the other side. All right, so let's try on the other side now. So it's hard to see, unfortunately. It's hard to do this the other way. So I'm trying to pull on the hair and cut it at the same time here. This is kind of doing it like backwards, but there's no other way for me to get the razor to work unless I do it this way. So again, I'm simply just holding the hair down. I'm holding the tips, the ends of the hair, and I'm just sliding down with the razor. This is obviously on dry hair, so I'm doing that so I can have a softer edge. Not in the very bottom, because like you just saw, I went back in, and here's what I'm doing here. I did go back in, and I used the regular shear to cut it, you know, to make it a little stronger, like on this side. But let's see where we're at. Uneven Steven, folks. Uneven Steven is here. Have no fear. Uneven Steven is here, so we are way off. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just brush this down on this side like this. And I'm going to just kind of take off some of those ends, just on the very, very bottom here. And now I'm going to point cut everything just like how I just did before. Right, let's do this right here so you guys can see. Hopefully I won't cut my ear. Again, don't try this at home. But if you do, good, you know, I'm not responsible. So, you know, the reason I can do this is because I know, you know, I have a good feel for hair. I kind of know how everything, you know, should be flowing and what to look for. But the point on this is trying to really just get it to be even, you know, trying to get it to be even. So here's where we're at so far, all right? I can't really see too much. The back. The back is going to be the challenge. All right, so now I'm going to do this all by hand, and I'm just going to scrape down. So I'm just literally going to let you watch this massacre happening right here. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just going by feel. The hair is very, very heavy back here. Okay? The hair is very, very heavy. So what I'm doing is I'm really just trying to like remove some of that bulk over here, but also at the same time with the length too. And I can kind of feel the length right down here. And you know, I guess that's where the experience comes in. But I don't suggest doing this unless you're very, very confident in your cutting skills, because who knows what could happen. All right, so now that I feel like it's pretty even throughout here, I'm just going to now start to scrape the top layer just a bit to remove some of that excess weight. All right, because again, you want to have this a little bit softer looking. I'm even going to scrape it down this way. I'm going right on my hair, right in through here, and on the piece here, the system, so it has a pretty good flow to it. So I'm doing like some freehand razoring right on the very, very edge here. Of course, I can't see a thing. Hopefully you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. But let's go by feel. How are we looking here? If you are doing this yourself, you can get, in my description, I have a link to all the things that I use and purchase on Amazon, which includes this razor. And it comes with some blades. I think it's a good anyone can get this. You don't have to be a professional, but I think it's a good option to have something like this, all right, just in case. I hope I didn't butcher myself too badly. Doesn't feel that bad at all. So now what do we do, okay? Now let's brush this back and see how we're looking. All right, so I'm gonna brush this back. Let's run our fingers through it, and yes, so it's not as long, a bit more realistic looking, but what I wanna do is I wanna start to layer this now, and here's where it's gonna get interesting. So what I'm gonna do is comb this down and create my own partings coming from the back first. I'm gonna comb this all straight up, coming from the back here, and I'm gonna push all this forward, so you're really just dealing with the one section right in through here. Now I'm gonna take my hair cutting comb. Let's see if I can do this on camera. It's a little bit challenging. So let me see if you guys can watch me do it this way. All right, so now I'm just gonna point cut everything, just like that. So as you can see here, I get myself some point cutting, and this is technically layering, right? So I'm layering the hair. So now I'm gonna take the next section, and again, I'm using the vent brush, not a comb. I'm using the vent brush to do this. All right, I'm gonna put the comb down, the brush down, and now I'm going to, once again, point cut this entire top right in through here. Just like that. Right, next section, put that behind you. Take our next section, and this is just like in my regular hair cutting videos. I'm actually working towards the front. All right, so I am gonna leave the front a little bit longer because I wanna do that, but I still have to make sure that I'm layering it. That's very, very important. So here is the last section in the very, very front. You can also brush on top of the hair because you wanna make sure that you're getting all of it. Okay, so now, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but again, I apologize. I'll show on camera some bits that I'm doing right in through here. There we go. So point cutting, dropping that out. Cool. So now, remember, just like how I do in my normal hair cutting videos, it's the top, the corners, and the sides. So that's how we're gonna take this on right here. So there's the corner, and I'm just gonna lightly cut off that corner to round it out a bit more. I'm not going for a square look because I think if it's too square, it's not gonna flow right. Because when you're cutting square, you're leaving some weight, and I think that actually prohibits the shape and the movement. Maybe on shorter hair it may work, but I'm always into more rounded cuts to follow the head shape because it just grows out more natural, in my opinion. All right, there's the corner, and I'm just gonna take that off a little bit right there, just like that. Now, we have the sides, the very, very, very bottom down and through here. This whole part down and through here. We can't leave that out because that is where it gets very, very, very heavy. And you'll see, as I comb this out, there's some really heavy parts right down and through here, right? And I'm just gonna comb right there. As you can see, I'm just cutting that. That's the sides. That's the part where I'm trying to get rid of all that weight. Comb all that down. Now I'm in the very, very front, but the front sides, and let's strengthen that shape up a bit here by point cutting the excess weight right there. Great. Now that side's done. Now let's work on the corner on this side, which is going to be interesting because look at all that hair right there. There's a lot of hair that needs to come off. And guess what we're doing? We're taking it right down. All right. There's that. And because it's kind of a bit parted, it's gonna feel like more hair. That's normal on any head. You know, when it's parted, this is the heavier side because there's just simply more hair being brought over. So don't let that like discourage you or intimidate you. It's just, that's just how it is. All right, so once again, taking off that corner right there, and let's go right to the very, very front. Take this big section right here, and there's all that hair right there that needs to be cut to have a better flow. Here is this side down in through here. I'm literally combing this straight out, right? I'm combing it straight out. I think it's looking a little better, not so heavy, right? It's got some good shape to it. Let's see from the side view. Yeah, a lot lighter, a lot looser. I think this side's a bit heavy. So now I'm gonna go to town with the thinning shears here. I'm gonna really add some looseness to this whole thing. And I'm going to bring this hair up a bit. And I'm just gonna go freestyle on this whole thing just to remove some excess weight. So yes, guys, I'm literally using the haircut techniques that I teach and that I show and I use on my clients because that's how you know it works if you can do it on yourself. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a razor and I'm just gonna lightly go over some of the top layers right here. Once again, to thin this out a bit here and add some movement. It's not so heavy. All right, so now for those of you who are curious, this is a poly skin base, which means that the base it's not breathable. There's no sort of vent, no holes in it, nothing like that. It's not laced, so you can't really. There's no breathability on it, but it's so thin. This is my scalp right here. This is my scalp. You can see right to the scalp. So that's the technology behind this. That's why I like this so much, and that's why I want to really learn it. You know, that's why I really, really want to learn this to become an expert at it. All right, so I think we're looking pretty good. We took off a little bit of weight, added some texture, added a little more volume. I think it looks a lot better than what it did before. So I mean, look at how the sides are coming in now, as you can see it through here. And let me know in the comments below what you think. You know, I guess rate my haircut, my self haircut. Again, I can't really see the back. I'll look later with a mirror, but it feels like it's okay. But I'm feeling pretty good, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's not so heavy. It goes back easy. Yes, this is technically an undercut, but it's simply because my sides were so short before. So there's nothing really I can do about that, you know? So, and I'm using my products. I like my product Shadow for this, or Hustle. Hustle is a really, really, really great product for something like this. I had it in all day, very workable. It's designed for entrepreneurs or people on the go. They want to get their hair done. You know, you want to get a product in and get out the door without spending 8 hours on trying to style your hair. So let me know in the comments below. This is a different type of video than I do. I'm totally, putting myself out there by telling you what this is. And, I appreciate all the comments from everyone saying, Steven, you're the most handsome guy I've ever seen. I appreciate that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I really, it means a lot to me, all the support, because it's not the easiest thing to do, to change like this, especially I've been bald for so many years. But that's it, guys. So let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you like this, if you learned something, I'd appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.